Jacob Riley here on KLK News. We have been tracking this
This is the news right here, and they say a tornado is fixing to touch down right here in Lubbock.
So that is beginning to filter on out. That is good news. But again, this is the area that we are watching for the possibility of a development of a tornado. Now at the ground, as we look near the surface, you can't really see anything getting lofted up there. That's good news, okay? That means that tornado, that funnel cloud, didn't quite touch down, but this storm has been cycling and producing those quick little bursts of tornadoes as it's been pushing off to the east. So we are tracking this very closely. If you live south of 50th Street in the city of Lubbock and north of 114th, you better be in your safe place right now. Get into the middle portion of your home. And in fact, here at KLK,
that's where I live, right in the north.
Staff needs to get to our safe place,
which is
114 restroom here out of the newsroom. So get to that area right now. We're continuing to see this wall cloud cycle and redevelop funnel clouds in the area. Meteorologist Chris Wyden and myself will be here tracking the storm as it moves into our city, potentially producing a tornado in the city of Lubbock tonight. The current time now 8:12 on Monday, May 17th. We've been talking about the possibility of severe storms all weekend long, and now the time has arrived, and we are seeing those winds really begin to pick up here in the city of Lubbock.
Yeah, weather.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, Weather Service confirming what we were just reporting here. The funnel is dissipated.
Yeah, and that's great news to hear, but that does not mean that you get to let your guard down, okay? That has happened multiple times. It's reproduced funnels, and they've touched down this evening. And as this moves into the city of Lubbock, we're expecting it to continue that cycle. So we could see a touchdown here in the hub city tonight. Right now it's 8:13. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jacob Riley alongside Meteorologist Chris Wyden and the KLBK First Warning Weather Center. Terry Furman is also helping us out this evening. But this area right here is where we are focusing our concern this evening, because we have had multiple reports of funnels with this Tornado 1 storm as it moves through the city of Wolford that is now heading into western portions of Lubbock. All non-essential staff at our station now at KLBK Studios needs to be headed to the safe place, the restrooms there in the central portions of our newsroom. But again, our camera is beginning to kind of bob up and down here on our tower as we're tracking this storm into the city of Lubbock. If you live south of 50th Street, north of 114th Street, that is, you need to be headed to your safe place this evening. So 98th Street, 82nd Street, you need to be headed to that safe place. This camera needs to move back to the west. We need to stay focused on this storm right here, because if we do have the tornado with this storm, it's going to be right in this general area. We're going to be able to track it for you right here on our KLBK live tower camera this evening. But again, a few moments ago, we were just tracking a funnel with this storm that was being produced, getting pretty close to touching down, but then thankfully
Mrs. Scoggett has already went in the bathroom
system as it moves into the city of Lubbock. But again, it looks like we could be starting to see a little bit of a funnel there in the center once again as the storm continues to cycle. We're going to continue to see the storm cycle as it moves through the hub city this evening. We've been on air and on Facebook Live tracking these storms as they developed over western portions of the region, headed in towards our area, but now our focus turns back to this wall cloud, because what we're seeing here, some of those low rings beginning to pop back up once again, which could be an indication of a tornado trying to develop on this storm as it moves into Lubbock. Chris, what do you have?
This thing's really not moving. The latest update still has this right over Wolford.
Okay, if we have our velocity products up, let's go ahead and try to pull that up.
I do have that up so on Max too. WSI Max. Yeah, it's right behind you there.
We've got that right now. So the National Weather Service in Lubbock has trimmed back that warning to take out shallow water and Smyer. It's now only in portions of Lubbock County. But as Chris mentioned, we'll clear that circle off because a new scan just came in. It now looks like basically over, if not slightly to the east of Wolford. Chris, if you could clear that, there we go. Right in this general vicinity here is where we likely have the greatest possibility of seeing that wall cloud develop. Notice, there's the mall off of Slide Avenue. There's Texas Tech. Here's the TV station at South University and South Loop 289. But again, we're going to be tracking this general area now to the east of Wolford. So it's inside of the Lubbock metro area now. Let's get back on over to WSI system number 1. We are tracking this storm right now. This general region right here is where we have the highest likelihood of seeing that tornado develop. That funnel cloud, we had one earlier, was produced. This region right here is starting to get my interest, guys, as it looks like it could be trying to get its act together, possibly getting ready to produce another funnel cloud. This right here, that's not a funnel. That's just some of that warm air feeding into the storm, building the energy that we have with this storm right now. And again, there's no need to panic. There's no need to freak out. We're going to be here with you, getting you through the storm on KLBK, because that is our job, to make sure that we stay calm through the storm so that you all stay safe at home. But again,
I don't understand this. He says to go to your safe place immediately. Then he says not to panic.
But it looks like that's what we're starting to see.
This guy is totally
west of Wolford. You can see some of those lower hanging clouds, and they're kind of dancing around with one another. So that could be the area in which we see a possible funnel cloud develop once again, maybe eventually turning into a tornado. But what we're looking at the top of the tower here at KLBK Studios, this is South Loop 289 on the right side of your screen. This is looking back towards Wolford. You can see some more of those little appendages popping out there in the left center portion of your screen this evening. But if you're just now tuning in with us, it's now 8:17 here on Monday, May 17th. We are tracking the tornado-warned storm that is headed into the city of Lubbock and does have a history of producing some funnels as it moves into the area. I'm here with Chris Whitehead, meteorologist, and he's got some latest information for us.
Yeah, we're going to keep it on this view that you're on, Jacob, but I want to let people know down at Lake Allen Henry, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning down there. There could be 70 mile per hour, 60, 70 mile per hour winds, and some hail up to 1 inch. So if you're
eastern Garza, western Kent County, you've got some hail and high winds headed your way. Hopefully you're not out on the lake. You need to be headed inside to a safe place. But Lubbock County residents, you need to be in your safe place, especially the city of Lubbock. If you live south of 50th Street and north of 114th Street, you need to be in your safe place. This tornado-warned storm, the area of circulation is right between 82nd Street and 98th Street, over closer towards the Wolford community. But notice this area, we're starting to see a few more of those lower hangings come out of the cloud, and that's going to track through the east through our city. So we're going to be tracking this very closely. Again, meteorologist Chris Whitehead made the observation that the storm really isn't moving much, but now focus your attention to the screen. This is where we're starting to see that circulation, once again, of a funnel cloud that is developing now within the city limits of Lubbock. So if you are a Lubbock resident, turn your TV volume all the way up, get into a safe place, the middle portion of your home, away from any outside walls or windows, and you want to hunker down and get as low to the ground as you can. If you have a basement, even better, get to your basement, a storm shelter. But we're watching this again. This
minute ago he said not to panic.
Cycle, like we saw a while ago, producing a new funnel that is
and now
trying to
he's
get
saying
closer to the ground here. So we're going to stay pretty close on this storm right now as it tracks into the city of Lubbock. Again, our camera is located at South Loop 289 and South University Avenue, looking back to the west-southwest near the community of Wolford. It actually looks like this could be a little bit closer to 98th and 114th Street here in the city of Lubbock. Pretty close to Wolford on the other side.
Right there in the very corner. Don't you see that?
It's pretty close to
right there in the very corner.
In that region. In fact, they're just now putting up.
There's kicking something up right there.
That's where it's going to be pretty close to. We currently have a live look from the ground of what this storm looks like. We'll go ahead and pull that. This is our storm chaser, Kyle.
That's one what was over our house, like what the picture, the video what I took earlier.
That's good.
That's the storm right there.
System 1 though, because we are tracking that potential funnel cloud that is developing with this storm. What you're seeing on the left side of your screen, that area of brown kind of beginning to get kicked up, that's some of the dust from the downflow winds out of this storm, riding around the back side of that storm. On the front side, we're seeing that wind go up right here, and where the wind goes up and the wind comes down creates that circulation, and that's exactly where we're starting to see those funnel clouds develop here on southwestern sides of the Lubbock metro area. So again, if you live west of Frankfort Avenue between 114th and 82nd Street, it looks like that is where that rotation is most likely occurring at this point in time. If you live south of 50th Street in the city of Lubbock and north of, say, 138th Street, you need to be in your safe place right now, because we're still seeing some of those appendages stick down from the base of this storm.
We're getting that hook development again on the radar. I'm looking at it on Max 2 here.
Okay, real quick, let's swap to Max system number 2. We'll take a look at what this looks like, and as Chris said, that is almost textbook definition of that hook feature. This little circled area east of Wolford now. Chris, I want you to zoom in all the way down the street level if you can.
Okay, that's right along 98th Street here. Okay, we'll come in closer.
That hail is getting big.
So right now, again, Upland Avenue, 98th, there's Milwaukee, Frankfort. So Milwaukee and Frankfort is headed into your area right now. There's 82nd. 98. So we've got a lot of new development over in that region. Dakota Arms apartments are into that area. There's Frankfort Avenue. We've got a T2Go. Monterey Church of Christ is right along in this area up here. So if you are realizing any of these landmarks in the city of Lubbock, you need to be headed to your safe place. Frankfort Avenue, we have a lot of car dealerships up here. To the north of that, Bob Mills Furniture. If you're relatively close to that area, you need to be headed to your safe place. This is 98th Street. There's that hook feature moving due east. And it looks like it's tracking between 82nd Street and 114th Street on off to our east. So again, tracking this very closely. Here is Slide Road. There's the mall. Looks like it will stay to the south of South Loop 289, continuing to move along 98th Street. So real quick, let's talk about
And then that means it's moving away from us.
Is continuing to develop across the region.
It's not moving towards us, it's moving away from us unless it's backtracked.
That's where we're beginning to see that hook right now. So as I've mentioned several times this evening, if you live in the city of Lubbock south of 50th Street, you need to be in your safe place right now. The current time is 8:22. That warning goes for 7.5 more minutes.
So
I
it's
do
not,
expect the National Weather Service to continue this warning.
It's
because
headed
those funnels
east,
are continuing to develop right here,
going
pretty close to Frankfort
towards
Avenue, now,
98th
closer to
Street
Slide Avenue.
and 82nd Street.
That's where if we're going to have a tornado touchdown in the
And
next
it's
5
not
minutes, it's going to happen at.
coming towards
So pretty close over there.
here because we're
it's a
on
Cellar
19th
Shack,
Street.
You know, we've got
We're off of
restaurants.
19th.
There's a United Supermarkets in that region.
So,
and also getting close.
just watch
to
it. Look,
Joann's and the
that's that
shopping
mean
center
mean
over there.
cloud. What I
Lots of
took
shop there. So
that
that's
video
all these
of
places,
right
in southwestern
was
Lubbock.
right
But
there.
again,
It moved
if you
over
live
to the side
north
there.
of 138th Street in the city
You
of
know the
Lubbock,
video
south
what I
of 50th
took?
Street, get to your safe place now. We currently have a possible tornado to the south of South Loop 289, pretty close to 98th Street here, and also Frankfort Avenue. So that intersection is where we're tracking this possible rotation. And if we're going to have a tornado
Right where
touchdown, it's gonna be in
his
this
hands
general
are.
area
If you look,
right
you'll see
here.
that
So
what I call the horseshoe.
reports of funnels
It's
touching
that
down
dark
with
part
this
and then that
storm.
light
Again,
part.
Like I mentioned, the storm is
Okay,
moving
when it's
slow,
going,
but
if a
it's
tornado's going to drop down, it's going to drop down out of that.
Videos, meaning if you're not helping us get on air or bringing us reports, you might want to go
On
ahead
the-
and
on,
look that safe
that's
place,
what I call the
in
horseshoe
our
there.
newsroom right now. We have again had reports of up to 2.5-inch hail along this tornado warning storm as it tracks into the city of Lubbock. But again, as we look near the ground, it's close enough that we would be able to see
We have
debris
hail hit the roof here at the
if it
building.
were on the ground, but we're not seeing that. In
Hey
fact,
Jacob,
now
new tornado warning going to
Okay.
be issued at 8:30.
Okay, so they are going to continue this tornado warning from the National Weather Service office in Lubbock. It is now hailing here in our studio at South Loop 289 and South University Avenue, close to 78th Street. But we're watching this rotation in this wall cloud on this storm as it tracks into the city of Lubbock. If you're just now tuning in, we apologize for cutting into programming this evening, but we have a tornado warning storm that has had confirmed touchdowns just to the west of the city of Lubbock. So we're going to stay right here to keep you safe and get through this together as it tracks through our city. Right now, we're seeing a possible funnel develop pretty close to Milwaukee, Frankfort Avenue, along 98th, 82nd, and 114th Street. So we're watching that funnel. This is what we're seeing right now on your screen. Chris, what do you have pulled up in WSI system number 2 right now?
Number 2, I still have the radar pulled up.
Okay, let's pop that up real quick. Let's zoom in. Keep it on that street level if we can.
Yeah, I'm
Chris
gonna
in
come
the
back
booth,
down here.
Let's pull up WSI 2. Beginning to see that classic little, what we would call a debris ball on signature. But again, we don't have a confirmed tornado on the ground from our sky view. So Frankfort Avenue along 98th, that is where we currently have the possible tornado developing. There's Slide Avenue headed towards Quaker, Indiana. There's 82nd Street. So south of 82nd, south of the South Loop 289 is where we're going to have the greatest likelihood. And we have got some pretty decent sized hail falling here at the studios right now. At least quarter size. We're working on seeing that. Let's jump back to WSI system number 1 right now.
Anyone that's in the newsroom, could we possibly zoom out just a bit or maybe turn the camera just slightly to the left so we can kind of get a look toward that back end because that's where the rotation is.
We're going to work on that. It's moving more in this general direction right now, so we're keeping a very close eye on this storm as it moves in. But what we're seeing overall, nothing too crazy right now. We're not seeing a touchdown anywhere, but we are starting to see some of those hailstones fall here at South Loop 289 and 78th Street, which is where KLBK Studios are. And if we've got any reports of that coming from here at the studios, it'd be greatly appreciated. At least a quarter-sized hail falling here now at South Loop 289 and 82nd Street. I'm going to hop on over to the other side of the screen, give my neck a little bit of a break, but also so we can get a better look on the storm. Right in this region is where we're going to watch for the possibility of this storm.
That's where that
meteorologist Chris White asked if we could
horseshoe is.
If we could zoom it out just a bit, that would be great, so that we could still keep a great view on the storm.
The horseshoe is right there. Right there is a horseshoe, what I call the horseshoe. And if it's going to drop out, it's going to drop there. But that's what you watch, is that horseshoe.
It's going to be a tornado touchdown.
There we go.
We are going to see it for you. And this general area is where we're tracking the possibility of this tornado right now. Again, we've seen multiple funnels form with this, but haven't quite made it to the ground in the city of Lubbock. But we're going to continue to track this as it heads into our city. We're here on KLBK News. We're here to keep you safe through the storm. That's exactly what we're doing this evening. At the current time now, it's about 8:26, 8:27. The National Weather Service has reissued.
So see that other side over there? It don't have the horseshoe. That has that horseshoe right there.
We're going to watch the right side of your screen, and because if we have a tornado, that's exactly where it's going to develop and eventually move back into our city. So we're tracking this closely. Again, if you live to the south of highway, or rather the south
because see, there's no horseshoe there. The horseshoe is right there.
We are tracking the storm very closely.
Right there.
Chris, I'm going to talk
that's
a little
where
bit because
that tornado would drop.
Okay.
For a second.
Yeah, we're continuing to watch that, and I noticed briefly for a second there, we had a pretty good view of some mammatus clouds on the back end of this storm there a little bit earlier here. But while you're looking at that on the live tower cam here at KLBK, I'll just give you an update. The latest radar data is showing this area of rotation pretty much in the area of 98th Street and Milwaukee Avenue.
Starting to see that rotating wall cloud make its way back onto the screen. The far right side, that's where I want you to turn your attention to right now. This general area, you kind of can see that beginning to spin.
That's what I was saying, the horseshoe.
We're going to see a funnel, which looks like to be what's developing right now. That's where it's going to be. So we're going to keep our eye here on the right side of our screen. Your 98th in Milwaukee is where that tornado could possibly touch down here pretty soon. So again, that tornado warning remains in effect for southern portions of the city of Lubbock, and that is continuing to track to the east. We just had quarter-sized hail here at KLBK Studios at South Loop 289 and University Avenue. If we could barely move that camera to the right just a little bit, it would be great, because that's where that rotation is at right now. We're able to see it here.
Well, they need to focus on that.
Very weak, but you can see some clouds moving.
Move the stupid camera, dummies.
Moving back to the right.
The clock.
So that tornado warning lasts for Lubbock County until 9 p.m. Central Time this evening. We've seen some hail falling still out of this storm here at KLBK Studios. And also, let's go back the other direction, because that's where the tornado's at. This is just the front edge of the storm. If there's going to be a tornado, it's going to be back to the right. So we're going to work on getting our camera turned back
going the wrong way
to the right direction, so we can track this funnel cloud as it moves in for you. But again, ooh, is that some hail? Yes. Let's see that.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
This is the hail we have falling here at KLBK Studios right now. You can see up to about some quarter-sized hail falling. I don't know if all of you can make that out pretty well. But we've got that hail falling. That's big enough to damage your car. So definitely, you say with that, special thanks to Matt, Marcus, whoever it was that brought that in for us. But again,
see, look at that.
On your screen. If
it looks like
it's going to be in this general area somewhere. If you look
rotating enough, right there.
We do have some of
I should have been out there.
Cloud coverage moving to the right. Some of
I don't know why I didn't go out today.
So this general area is where we're going to keep our focus as the storm continues to pull into the city of Lubbock. So we're continuing to track that here. Right now, we've been tracking that on radar as well, tracking these winds. But there's some hail falling over downtown Lubbock right now. So you guys just stay safe out there. We're continuing to see some of these rain sheets moving on the backside of this rotation. But whenever you look at this, go ahead, Chris.
Just to let everybody know, this tornado warning is roughly from the North Loop south.
Okay.
So if you're
that's the weather.
Okay. So what we're seeing here, these clouds, notice how slow they're moving. That's a good sign, okay? Whenever those clouds start to move very rapidly, that's whenever we have more of a likelihood of seeing an imminent tornado touchdown. But right now, they're moving pretty slow. You can see some of the clouds moving that way, some of them moving this way, but generally, the rotation is right in this region, getting very close to, say, 98th and Quaker Avenue now, as it continues to track to the east through the city of Lubbock. But we have 1 inch size hail confirmed here at KLBK Studios. We just showed that to you on air, and this tornado warning remains in effect until 9 p.m. this evening. It's currently 8:31, so we still have some time to track this storm as it moves into our region. But again, this is a pretty serious situation, folks, for the city of Lubbock. The storm is moving into our town, and again, it's had confirmed reports of touchdowns back on the other side of Wolfforth, and we could see some of those here.
Second and slide area.
Say that again?
Cindy, our general manager, said it just dropped at 82nd and slide area.
Okay, so we've apparently had a new confirmed touchdown on 82nd and Slide Avenue of a tornado, at least a photo briefly touching down in the city of Lubbock. So if you live in the city of Lubbock, you better be in your safe place right now. You're watching KLBK News, Channel 13. It's our job to keep you safe.
It's over there on.
So you need to be in that safe place.
Where was that? 82nd and Slide?
Rotate right here near Slide Avenue and 82nd, where one of our own managers here, KLBK News, has confirmed
No, that
a
would
brief
be
touchdown.
82nd and Slide would be.
What could
Oh,
be
no, sorry.
right here.
Got the picture afterwards. Hail fell.
Okay,
in that
so we've
area.
got a lot of
I was going to
falling
say,
there, but still, we are seeing
how can there be a tornado because it's this cloud here?
And Slide Avenue here in Lubbock as this storm continues to rotate as it moves in, but a pretty nice sunset on the underside of that storm. But definitely the tell of West Texas out here. It goes from one end of the spectrum to the other in a very short matter of time, and that's what we're seeing. A lot of that rotation still here on our screen this evening as that tornado-warned storm continues to track through our area. Chris, you got some new information?
Yeah, just to let you know, we still have the radar up on Max 2 in the metro area. The only problem is now we have very heavy rain falling at the airport, so the radar is being attenuated, and we're not able to see any velocity products right now.
Right, thank you, Chris. So that storm moving through the city of Lubbock, heading Preston Smith International Airport. So likely a lot of hail there. You're going to see some flight delays if you're expecting anyone in Lubbock. Let's go back to System 1, though, as we continue to track this rotating wall cloud.
It looks like it's trying to rebuild back to the southwest, maybe just a little bit.
Let's go ahead and take that then, Kay. We've got another view of that from the south and west. This is looking down South University Avenue, I presume, but you can see some of that storm there just to the south of Lubbock. This is about 98th Street here. 82nd is going to be right here on your screen. But again, watching this storm very closely as it continues to move to the west. But again, the tornado warning remains in effect for the city of Lubbock until at least 9 o'clock tonight. We've had reports of touchdowns.
It's not moving to the west. It's moving to the east.
And those are continuing to move to the east into the city of Lubbock.
He said moving to the west. It's moving to the east.
Though, because that is a little bit more of where we're looking at now. Look at that mamatus under the underside and back of this storm. That's just indicating how turbulent the sky can be. So in Lubbock, once that tornado pushes out, we're going to be in store for a nice sunset, a bit of a calm to the storm. But we're watching this general area here as those clouds, you can see, slowly rotating around one another. We're going to watch this and stick with this as this moves through our town, as it has had a history of producing a tornado. Still getting some relatively large hail, it sounds like, falling here at KLBK Studios, about $half size. That's 1.25 inches in diameter. But again, tracking all this on off to our north. If you are at KLBK Studios and you are not essential staff, please get into that safe place right now, because if we are going to see a tornado hit our station, it will be now a nice sunset back to the north, some more mamatus over northern portions of Lubbock, but it is grayed out over the city of Lubbock. Look at all of that hail falling right now. We can hear it picking up here at KLBK Studios, hitting our roof. So bear with us, it might get loud for a little bit. But back to the south of that on WSI system number 2, that's where we're tracking this storm right now. Our radar is a little blurry, but right in here, this is South Loop 289. That rotation is going to be along between 114th and 82nd Street.
It's already moved away
towards
from us.
The east, very close to Indiana Avenue and getting close to University Avenue. So if we're going to see a touchdown, it's going to be right in that general area there, pretty close to 82nd Street and University Avenue, tracking on off towards the east. I have friends and family that live in that area, so if you're watching, get to your safe place now. You should have been there a long time ago. But again, this storm continues to track to the east. A big hail core tracking along South Loop 289 right now. That's what's beginning to hit our studio. So that rotation is likely a little further to the east, but right over the TV station here, that's where we have that big area of purple and pink popping up. That tornado warning remains in effect until 9 p.m. this evening time for the city of Lubbock. We're going to get some people to see if they can see how large that hail is falling outside. But the city of Lubbock getting hit pretty hard right now by this hail and also some of this wind moving into our area and a possible tornado pretty close to our TV station now. So everyone in the building needs to be in that safe place. Right now, our studio's in the center portion of the building. I think it is safe enough for us to stay right here and stay on air to bring you the latest updates on this storm. Control room is in the center portion. It's safe as well, but if you are not essential staff, you need to be in that safe place in the men's restroom off of our newsroom. But we're tracking that storm, continuing to move on off to the east right now, moving very close to the TV station. So if we're going to see something, it's going to be hitting us here relatively quick. Let's go back to WSI system number 1. Take a look at our camera. I believe it is still looking back to the north over the city of Lubbock. You can see University Avenue right out there. There's a new YMCA building, a bit of a pond in that residential area just north of the TV station, but it's pretty much grayed out. Let's see if we can swap over to our other tower camera we have here at KLBK Studios. Again, the current time is 8:37. We're tracking the tornado warning storm moving through the city of Lubbock this evening. It is May 17th, 2021, facing back towards the south. And you can see we're not seeing a lot of rotation from this particular view, but if there is a rotation area, it's going to be directly above us, so it will be hard to see anyway. But again, tracking the storm as it continues to track towards the east. But again, we'll watch this storm as it moves through the area. Go back to WSI system number 1 real quick. We're looking down at our roof here, and we're able to see some of those hailstones.
Go and take it out and show everybody. There's that tornado, what they're talking about right there. It's that white cloud right there. As you can see, there's the clouds behind it. While I was on the TV, and that's the storm cloud right there. That's one what has the tornado in it. Let me move over here. I hope y'all don't mind this video being a long one, but I wanted to catch this on the TV with the weather reports, and also come out here and film it before it gets too dark. There's the clouds, what? But that's the cloud right there, what has that tornado in it. Man, I should have been out there today. Because the tornado did touch down, and maybe I could have caught that. Golly. Like I say, this is going to be a long video, and hope y'all don't mind. least it's not raining out here. Now over this way we got clouds also. That's road right there, what leads to the poor farm. I might have to get my tripod, it'd be a lot better maybe. I got to bring my tripod out and set it up. See if she could get that tripod. Hey, Andrew. Andrew, give me that tripod. The tripod. What did they say? Did they say a tornado was on the ground now?
No, they said it's just because moving goes that way.
Set this on the tripod, then I'll raise it up. Because it'd be a lot easier. It's live at 5, guys. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Now I can film that and see if anything comes out of it. Boy, that's a real low hanging cloud too. Tell you the truth, I have never seen a cloud like that. Like what's the shape. I've seen a lot of clouds, but I haven't seen one like that one. The way it's shaped with it being real low and then going up and being high.